Hello, here's my continuous improvement plan. Out of the 5 outcomes, the 2 that I picked were kindergarten readiness and social and emotional growth. I picked these 2, well, for one, I'm a special education teacher and I teach 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. Many of the students that I have in my classes have social and emotional problems, and as they get older, I'd like to see them improve at those. Also, kindergarten readiness, I picked this outcome because, well, with the students I have in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, there's a tremendous gap in between all the students in those grades. And I realized that, well, it starts in kindergarten. A lot of these kids, if we picked up on the problem whenever they were in kindergarten and we were able to close that gap back then there wouldn't be much of a gap by the time they get in the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. Also, I know it's a lot harder to close gaps in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade than it is to close a gap in kindergarten. So, yeah, I think it's very important that in kindergarten we need to determine and find out those gaps and try our best to close them from the very beginning. So if we take a look at kindergarten readiness, to determine where we are now, I think we need to screen students in kindergarten, all right? And I'd say multiple times throughout the year to see how much they're progressing. All right. Also, we need to fill out a checklist for all the students. All right. See what the students can do and what the students can't do, and by the end of the year, hopefully get them up that checklist to average on that. We also need to determine the gaps, and once we have those gaps determined, well, we can set up math and reading interventions. All right. Within those interventions, the students can get one-on-one time and try to improve their skills up to their peers through there. Also, they can do this learning through play. And I mean, in kindergarten, this is a very important, just everyday thing that the kids need to do. I mean, I student taught in a kindergarten classroom before, and it really is amazing how much students can learn through play. Also, we need to have qualified teachers, all right, as kindergarten teachers, all right, and they have to know what they're looking for. So that kind of ties in with observing the student interaction. And after we determine the gaps, we also need to figure out where we want our students to be. All right, and once we know where we want our students to be, then that's whenever we can work on progressing them to get to that point throughout the year. Now let's take a look at the other outcome I picked, social and emotional growth. Some of the things I would include in my improvement plan for social and emotional growth would be, one, providing consistent structure with play. I mean, through play, children just learn how to interact with each other, and I mean, just those social skills. They get those everyday social skills, just by playing. Also, I think it's important that the teacher models appropriate social behaviors. Third, character educational programs. These type of programs can really help students, and at the same time, these programs kind of model students the way they should be acting. 4, de-escalation training. I have a few students right now that escalate very quickly, and they have, I've been trained in de-escalation training, and there are several coping skills that they use to help them de-escalate, and I think all teachers should have that type of training that are going to be working with these type of students. Also, the use of social stories I think are good. All right. Again, these stories kind of just model how you should behave and how you should act socially among your peers. Student counseling, getting some counseling time one-on-one are good for these students that have social and emotional problems. Sometimes the students, are better at opening up to having some one-on-one time with the counselor. And also something to help improve social and emotional growth is having good communication with the parents. And this doesn't necessarily have to be about how the kid is doing grade-wise in school, but, that you can talk about that too, but also it can just be about non-academic things. And this, just to have a good relationship with the parents, it just makes the process easier and helps the student build social and emotionally. All right. Well, hope you liked my chart, and I enjoyed the class. And I enjoyed looking at all your guys' other ideas also. Thanks.